Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Collis, aka Blake the Future.
All right.
So today we have with us Sensei
Tinku.
Sensei Tinku is with us this afternoon, and it's a pleasure to have him today with us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Carlson. Thank you.
Oh yes, there's a lot of energy flowing here,
Yes.
and that's all Sensei is all about. It's about energy, energy, energy.
And peace and love. Yes.
Oh yeah, peace and love.
Ask me any questions, my friend.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's all about energy.
Energy. Positive energy. Peace and love.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sensei, as we started the interview,
Yes.
my question to Sensei is just tell us your background, where you're from, and how did you get into where you are today?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time. But again, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Blake, the Future Show, and Carlson.
course.
Thank you. Yes. I was born in Bangladesh. And my mom is Japanese, my father is Bangladesh, but they both became Japanese. Anyway, after that, 8 months ago, I moved to Japan.
Okay.
I was raised, lived in Japan for 18 years. Then I came to the United States, 1989. Wow.
Oh, that's an 89?
I know, many,
yeah.
many years ago. See,
Oh,
I
yeah.
see here, over here, yeah, you can tell my age.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time. And then I came here, went to college, graduated, and then that's the time actually I was able to be exposed to the beauty of karate, Japanese karate. Initial story was interesting. I was doing the cashier register at the Japanese restaurant in East Village, Avenue A.
Yeah.
And the owner, he was the one actually, one of the black belts in Japanese guy, of course, but all traditional Japanese karate. And he told me about, why don't you practice karate? Because I was interested in learning martial arts always. And that time I think it's 19 years old.
Yeah.
Then I went to one of the famous Japanese Fukuoka karate school back then. I try not to mention name, but that's still, everybody knows that.
Right.
The fourth, I think it was all the way West 4, 6th Avenue. There's one. They're closed already. But that's when I went there, and then his name is okay. Rest in peace. He was Shigeru Oyama.
Yeah.
He was my master. So that was 1991, 1992. Then I've been practicing. That's he was called one of the 4 best instructor at Japanese famous traditional full contact karate.
Yes.
So he was here. He was my master. I learned from him for 2 years, and after that, I met one of my seniors called Senpai, but now they're Shihans.
Yes.
They decided to reopen.
Okay.
Their style was same, Japanese authentic full-contact karate dojo in New York, and then I moved together with him. So I left there, and that was 1994. And from there to 2003, I was with them as a head instructor, and that at the time I learned tremendously about karate life from these 2 particular people. Not only that, but also many masters from Japan.
Yes.
So not only I was first black belt instructor, but also we have many seniors who taught me the karate from Japan all over the world.
Okay.
And become black belt, competing national, global tournament, and also that's the time that I had a chance to do a bouncer. Whoa! I know I'm a small guy.
Yeah.
You need to stop. You good?
So Sensei, you say that you've been here, been practicing karate since 1989?
1992.
1992.
Yeah, so over what? I got black belt in 1995, so it's already 30 years ago.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
I know, right? Doesn't make sense. I look 20, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
So,
Go ahead.
Sensei, my next question to you is, what is your personal history with martial arts, and what inspired you to start?
Personal history of growing up in Japan, for me, the Bruce Lee was a huge and Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah, I remember Bruce Lee when I was a kid.
Right,
Everybody
right.
wanted to be like Bruce Lee back then.
I know.
Yeah.
You go to a movie, if you watch the movie, you become Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee, whatever. You feel like,
That's
you know?
true.
And then, and also has to do with my growing up situation. I mean, being a mixed Japanese and Bangladesh mixed person, didn't go to international school in Japan. Back then, I'm talking about 70s, 80s. And you don't have a brother and sisters. They will challenge you, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to fight. You have to fight. And then, you know, my parents are not really supportive about going to martial arts school to learn. So you learn street fight. And, you good? Okay, sorry. And then, you know, then I've been exposed to Bruce Lee movie, Jackie Chan movie. That's when I thought, you know what, this is it. I wanted to learn how to do those things. So it's not really karate, but at the same time, junior high school, Japan, my many seniors were practicing karate over there. And so the combination of it, but I didn't really have a chance to start learning martial arts when I was in Japan. So that's why after I came to the United States, so after 1989, so 1992, 90, that range, yes.
Okay. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us and listen to us, we have with us today Sensei Tinku. Sensei Tinku is the only one, and he teaches karate, self-defense, J19, and a lot of other martial arts.
Thank you.
That he
And Carlson's been practicing with me together.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. So it's always a pleasure to have Sensei Tinku on the show.
Yes, sir.
And anybody else. And today's not gonna be the only day that we're gonna invite Sensei Tinku on the show. He can be here. He can come here at any time.
Anytime you want.
Anytime you want.
Any questions? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So the next question I have for you, Sensei, is what did you do with your martial arts training after becoming a black belt?
What did I do?
Yeah, what have you done? What did you do after having your black belt?
Oh.
Did you stop doing nothing?
Oh,
or
no,
did you
no,
have
no,
to
no.
go further with your black belt?
Actually, the second one, because I was, when I got the black belt, I was the very first black belt in that school after Shian Sensei. So now I think that school has over 1,000 registered students. So I couldn't stop because, again, this was Japanese authentic full contact karate style. So many color belt, especially brown belt, green belt, those people will be black belt. They challenge you physically.
Yeah.
So I have to keep practice. I had to keep practicing. So never ending. And that's how I become focusing on Kaizen.
Yeah.
Never satisfied with your current situation. Keep practicing. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I experienced, what happened.
Okay. I have another question for you,
Any
Sensei.
questions? Let's go. Yes.
What inspired you to create your own martial art style?
Shinjuku.
Yes.
Okay, very good question. Yes, and then that's a question. Very good question. What happened was after I become black belt, then you see you participate many following black belts martial artists promotion tests, and one of the he became my close friend. Now he has his own dojo practice, and when he became black belt, he was my junior. He asked me, so what's gonna be in that time? You know, senpai is a senior, Sensei Tinku. So, what's gonna be? And not only him, but also some of them. You know, Fukuoka karate black belt means a lot back then. But some of them got into street fight. I'm talking about New York, early 90s, and didn't do well.
Okay.
And then that actually got me question. Okay, so we have to think about some different way of protecting yourself. And the same nightclub I was then, located in the traffic area. And when I start doing that as a student and instructor, then how I start doing that as a student and instructor, then how I learn, okay, typical way of Fukuoka karate method doesn't necessarily mean be applicable for street fight. So that's how I come from. Then I start studying about all history of Japanese martial arts, especially karate, Kobujujitsu, before Meiji era.
Yes.
That's the time that they targeted the vital points, not eye, nose, chin, big apple, abdominal, and of course between leg and knees area. And that's how I started. Then, J19 Tinku means a practical 19 technique, targeted 7 vital points with 5 combinations. Each combination consists of 3, because 3, I noticed, 3 techniques max you can do when you are under extreme pressure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So the J19,
Yes.
you kind of invented that.
Yes.
You created that.
Together with you guys. Yes.
So therefore, like you, was that okay back in Japan to like this move that you're teaching people in New York City? Were these moves okay back then in Japan?
I believe so. Not everything. I mean, targeting, striking eyes, kicking the ball. I'm sorry, the between legs.
Yeah.
Those are not prohibited back then. And as a matter of fact, my very master, when he was practicing learning martial arts, and that time, even though full contact karate, they were allowed to punch the face and mitsuki and kick to the groin too. Yes, to answer your question, yes.
Okay. But I'm saying, like, were these moves allowed in the regular dojo?
I don't think so.
So my next question for you, Sensei Tinku,
I
what would you say is the best way to describe J19?
One way I would say that, thanks to you and advice, it's self-defense doesn't mean that if somebody attack you, you're gonna knock them out cold. No, self-defense means that you de-escalate the situation. Do not engage the fight.
Okay.
Because 3 things that I learned was that, the thing about the street fight is 1, you never know when you're gonna start.
Right.
Number 2, you don't know how many people he has. Number 3, he or she has. Number 3, you don't know if he or she has weapons or not.
So your advice to anybody that you teach J19 or self-defense is to always to disengage. Do not initiate a fight.
Right. And then also to be able to do that, good point, is be aware. Be aware of surrounding.
Okay.
You go to a restaurant just to make sure there will be the exits.
Yeah.
You go to a crowded place, you have to make sure if shit happens, what you're going to do, how you're going to move. And just to be, aware of your surrounding, especially 360 degrees. But again, when shit happens, hopefully sometime if you have those 3 elements, okay, you don't know where you're going to happen, and the person have 2, 3 and weapons, you're done.
Okay.
You cannot fight. You're done. I mean, I'm sorry to say you're done. So don't put yourself into that last situation. To do that, what you need to do, you have to be aware of surroundings. I think that's what it is. And never engage the fight. Never engage the fight.
So, Sensei, let me ask a question of myself right now.
Yes.
So, are you saying that to be always aware of your surroundings, meaning like when you're on the train, you're walking down the street, do you sometimes wear a headphone while you're going home or on the train or on the street? Do you with your phone?
I don't.
So why is that, Sensei?
Oh, just to be aware of surrounding, especially now, we live in New York, and I take a subway on a daily basis, go to office, New York subway, as you know what's going on over there. No, I don't. And plus, sometimes if you're waiting for the train, the platform, people push you. So I have to make sure my back is on the wall or those, just be aware of surrounding. Don't be pushed. So that's why I don't get any distraction. Try to avoid illuminate all kind of
Okay.
distractions. Yes.
So, what is the best advice would you give to someone or anybody who takes the train? So, when you hop on the train, are you facing the people? Do you sit down, or you just put your back against the wall or against the doors?
Good question. I mean, again, it depends. Depends scenario. But what I usually do is my experience is that I try to. Okay, there's a train track like this, right? Beginning, the end.
Right.
I always stay. My back is always a door of beginning or end, so I don't have to worry about back door because you can see entire train inside. If something happened to me, I can see.
Right.
If somebody come behind me, I can at least lock the door.
Yes.
And that's it. I try not to stay in the middle, absolutely. And even when you have a chance to sit, I have to stay in the corner in a way. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been working. I think it's so far so good. And thanks to everybody. I mean, peace and love, no fighting so far. Yes.
Okay. That's good. That's good. So, next question for you, Sensei. Is,
Yes, sir.
if you're listening to me, Blake the Future, we have with us Sensei Tinku. And if you happen to be wanting to know or want to ask him questions, do not hesitate. Okay?
But by the way, yes, thank you, Counselor. We've been practicing a school called Limbrook Ultimate Martial Arts School, located in Limbrook,
Okay.
every Saturday,
Every Saturday. What time?
12 o'clock.
Okay, from 12 to 1. Okay,
Yes.
we're going to get into that.
Please, thank you, thank
It's
you.
coming up. So, what do you feel has changed or evolved since you began to develop your style? How do you feel? What do you feel? Do you feel it works?
I think it's nonstop exploring and studying about your style is correct or no, it's working. Or not. It never be complete, I guess. And thanks to you, many other people we practice together, they give us very good questions.
Yes.
So make me always make this style better.
Okay.
And again, Kaizen, that's one of my philosophy, which is never stop learning. So I think it's okay so far, but I think it's not complete. But it's working fundamentally so far. Like, we've been practicing thanks to your time. And like, this is our 4th year, right? I guess.
Yeah, or for fear.
Yeah.
But it's just like Sensei, like you just said, karate. Do people ever stop learning karate? When does it stop?
Never. I think it depends. If it's like you want to. Many people quit karate or any kind of martial arts after black belt because that's achievement. But I think it's for me, and I was a black belt. Getting black belt is the beginning of your practice. If you see this as way of a life, for me, it's karate or martial arts way of a life. It's your physical strength and speed.
Okay.
Changes as you get old. That doesn't mean, you can do the same practice before. You got to tweak it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So don't forget. If you're watching us, listening to us, just subscribe. Don't share. That means you care if you subscribe or sharing our show. And we're going to have a lot of people coming to our show.
Yes, sir.
Each and every time.
Yes, sir. Blake the Future Show.
Oh, yeah. That's the only show in New York City. Why not?
Of course.
Look out for me, guys.
Always. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Yes.
Okay. So, my next question for you, Sensei. What do you consider as a good warm-up? Sometimes as a car, like if you have a car,
Okay.
you get in the car, like you just start the car. You don't just like take off right away. You just let the car warm up.
Okay.
And then you take off. As a human being, you teach martial arts.
Right.
So what's a good warm-up?
I think it's a warm-up. It should be a combination. Everybody has different style, but I believe in a combination. We should do more often at the direct class too. But combination of breathing and stretch.
Okay.
Combination of breathing and stretch. So it doesn't have to be extreme. As you get old, you cannot do any extreme, but you do stretch and breathing. Breathing is very important.
Breathing, right?
Breathing and eye blinking and heart beating, those are the one. you do
Yeah.
after you're born until you die. But breathing, I mean, now it's even the Western culture start dive into learning the importance of breathing. But breathing is very important. Coming from Japan, having many masters that told me, breathing is everything. Especially when you get under pressure, you will notice you're not breathing correctly. What do you mean by breathing correctly? Inhale from your nose, exhale from your mouth, I guess. And you can, there's so many methods out there. And what I like is, I think a Navy SEAL, people did the box breathing. That's very, very helpful. Yeah. To answer your question, I'm sorry. I kind of derail sometimes.
So, no, Sensei, you're doing good.
Both.
So is breathing good for everything, or just because a lot of people didn't know that breathing karate works, because it allows you to relax the body, relax the mind, so that you don't get too tense?
Yeah. You gotta, of course, loosen up your tense, but also I think it's a mental thing too. You become more center.
Okay.
Center, focus.
Right.
From your nose. Best way I think is you inhale, count 1, 2, 3, then exhale double. So 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You exhale. That will help.
Okay.
I mean, at least helping me.
All right. So my next question to Sensei is, how does J19 or any martial arts impact the rest of the student's life? Like, you're a master, you're an instructor. So how does you teaching the J19 to the people, but what's their reaction to that?
The people,
as they're learning the arts.
I think it's it happens to be martial arts, my case, but it could be anything, drawing pictures, chess, whatever. I think it's about the never stop learning, and also you because this is a never stop learning, meaning that you gotta be persistently practice every single day. You can. It doesn't have to be 1 hour. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes is okay. But you do every day. By doing that, you get a persistence and resilience that you can apply into your life. Whatever you have. That's actually I learned from my master J19. He told me that you do martial arts so you can be a champion in your life.
Oh, there, that's good.
Nice.
That's good advice, Sensei.
Yeah, J19.
Don't forget. We are about to wrap up the show, so it was a pleasure to have Sensei with us today, because I just took him out of his way to come here to learn or to teach us, because I just don't want Sensei to be saying that in class every day to us, because after we'll leave or walk out of the door, then we forget everything that we have learned. So therefore, I feel like it was imperative to have Sensei come to the show and explain his experience, his skills to us, so that this kind of recording, this kind of show can stay forever in the social platforms. So we can always go back. Our kids can go back and look at what he has taught us, or look at what he has said, and then we can apply it for ourselves without being, if he's not here, then you could always watch a YouTube casting that I'm having right now.
You made a fantastic videos too. Remember, Carlson? You made a fantastic videos too.
That's going to be the
You made a fantastic videos too. Remember, Carlson? You made a fantastic videos too.
That's going to be the next thing that we have to share with the people.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right, we're moving up. We're getting ready to wrap up, but before we do so, there's a few questions that are left for Sensei to answer.
Sure.
By
the way, I'm having a very good time. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I hope our viewers have a good time as well. Yes, thank you.
So, how can J19 or any martial art help you deal with anger or other emotions? You know how sometimes, let me clarify that question in a better form. So you know how some people are sometimes they upset, they mad for any reason. So in order for you to suppress that anger so that it doesn't get out of way, or somebody doesn't regret that, later on. But if you could prevent that from happening, being angry and then made a fatal mistake or a bad mistake, I think you may have a way of how to deal with that. Can you share anything with us?
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have to be. Thank you. That's a great question. And doesn't have to be Jisenjuku. I think it's part of going back to the philosophy we talk about is this de-escalate.
Okay.
So somebody's like coming toward you with a very charged up body, whatever. Just don't go to the level. How you gonna do it? Pay attention, breathing. And what I usually do when I was a bouncer, I am one of the masters from Bronx.
You're a bouncer too?
I told you I was.
Yeah. But for the show, they don't know that.
Oh yeah, yes, I was. Yes, that was the thing that a history I did. Yeah, with my wife didn't like it at all. But anyway, I was flawless as you can see. So one of the masters that I learned in that business from Bronx, he was always smiling. Yeah. He's vicious though. He could get very vicious, but he always says stop smiling because he knows he people is watching his back.
Yeah.
But I think it's of course somebody's with the weapons his intention try to kill you. Yeah. I'm sorry, there's no way you can do it. But again, disengage.
Right,
to answer the question, then breathe and disengage and get out from the situation. Walk away, run away.
Yeah.
And be just alone. Just find your space. Be alone. Yeah.
So, being a martial artist does not mean that you gotta beat people up and make you feel good.
No.
That's not. It's not about all that.
Not at all. Of course, if somebody try to attack you and try to challenge you again in street fight, like there are 3 elements, you gotta really see it. Is he by himself?
Yes.
Or does he know martial arts? Or does he have a weapon or not? You gotta engage that before, which is hard, which is very hard. But you have to at least where to strike. At least where to strike. That gives you a little confidence than not knowing
anything.
What I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
So that's I think is at least the JGQ we can share together, learn 7 vital points with certain technique and combinations. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't use it. Try not to use it. No fight. Peace and love. Peace and love. Yes.
All right. So I got 3 more questions for you, Sensei.
Go ahead.
I'll let you go.
Go ahead.
So what is your hope for the future of J19?
Hope that we're going to have a good community to share our knowledge, experience to as many as possible. Could be maybe, could be franchise business all over the United States and the world. And bottom line is to, learn people not only protect themselves, but also de-escalate if something happens. That means I think it's going to lead to a peace and love. After all, peace and love. No fight. No need to fight. No
Sensei,
fight.
One thing that I noticed you said a lot, you use this word a lot, like 10,000 times. I've been very sarcastic right now.
Okay, go ahead.
De-escalate. Why is that, Sensei? You're really stressing this word out.
I guess, that's something that I learned when I was bouncer era, and there's so many mentors out there that say, and the unfortunate thing happened because it's like this, escalating. Somebody initiate. It's hard to de-escalate, especially in nightclub situation, because everybody's drinking or doing something else, and the ego is big, and people looking at it. You want to be looking good in that environment. So somebody attack you, like kind of poking your ego. It's hard to say, you know what, you whatever. Leave. Yeah, some people are able to do that, but happen to be those that are really big guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're going up all the way up, the same thing with the unfortunately a bunch of people too. They unfortunately beat up people unnecessarily, and they get revenge. And I saw it. I didn't like it. It's just very unfortunate. So this escalation is a very important thing.
Well, I remember,
and hard. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
I remember, if I could remember properly, you had said that there was a time that you were a bouncer and you lost a couple of friends.
Unfortunately,
beat somebody.
Yes.
Beat somebody up unnecessarily, and the guy said, I remember your face.
Yeah.
Can you explain it?
Yeah, I don't want to really go in there, but that's
right.
true. That's okay. That was, I'm talking about the early 90s, mid 90s. So,
Wow.
then people actually, that time, the bouncers are not required to have a license.
Yeah.
So, all kinds of people there. And some people, don't get me wrong, basically, they're very good people. Everybody, they took care of me. They're very nice. Coming from Japan and learning martial arts, and they took care of me. But some people, they're in the steroids and drugs. Unfortunately, they couldn't know how to stop, and then they do it. And sometimes, depending on the night, customers are not regular people too. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they have access to weapons here and there, and then they do revenge, and then some of them unfortunately got revenge, and then happens.
All right. All right. Before we jump to the last question, Sensei, my question is this: how can someone learn more about J19? Where can they find you?
Oh, thank you. Yes, come to school. Yes, Limbrook Ultimate Martial Arts School. It's located in front of the Long Island Railroad Limbrook School. The fantastic instructors, beautiful people, good energy, and led by Sensei Ibrahim and Sensei Brian and many other great students and senseis. And I'm one of the instructors over there.
Yeah.
And of course, great people like Carlos and Professor Patrick and JJ, Joey, and everybody. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every Saturday. Yes, every Saturday from 12 to 1. Yes.
It's a very exciting class. You
Yes.
meet people, beautiful mind, beautiful soul.
Yeah, we just practice together. I mean, we just practice together. We learn together based on sharing my information. Then just we learn together. Yeah.
And that's why we grew up together too, because this is going to be our 4th year being together.
Yeah.
At the Lynbrook Ultimate
Okay.
Martial Arts.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is all we have for Sensei today.
Thank you.
He has to run home because I took it. I brought her some of his time to come here.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. You made my day. I'm really grateful.
And
Thank
Sensei
you.
always wanted to come here.
Yes.
And he didn't know that I had this podcasting here, the
It's
studio
amazing.
here.
The studio is amazing. Look at this.
Yeah, he
It's
was
like,
fascinated here.
whoa, I am.
And we hope to have him back here again for more.
Oh, yes. I just want to give a big applause to Black the Future Show and the host, Carlos. All right. Woo-hoo!
All right. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure, Sensei.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with my audience today. And we expect you to see more and more so that people can learn how to defend themselves if something should happen in the street. And hey, you never know when, like you said, you never know what's going to start.
Yeah.
And if you know something, then you could always defend yourself and your family. So that's the whole idea behind the J19,
Right.
Martial arts as well. So protect yourself and always de-escalate.
And peace and love.
And peace and love.
Yes.